Oh man, 2.5 feet of water. That was awesome. It's like my paddle's cutting through the air. That's how thick it is. Thick. Okay, well, we're doing inshore fishing on the EPDL, which you know is not my favorite. But I think we're going to climb to 90 by 10 a.m. We're going to fish as long as we can. Do need to catch a couple fish if people coming over. Some fish to keep. What's the bait of choice today? We're going to fish shallow. This might suck. Sorry to torture you on this kind of adventure. I got mud crabs today. Man, that was the real video, me flipping rocks in 90-degree heat to get a couple of them. I'd like to get sheepshead's kind of what I think we're going to focus on. I mean, it's what's open, and it's probably going to be what's, you know, the right call. I know this guy's a little noisier, so it's not my favorite. I'm going to fish a few miles of shallow docks, just pick it apart quick and, you know, as much as I can. It's really a strategy here. Starting, I think I pretty much have the full incoming tide. I'm going to fish until either I can't fish anymore and talk. We'll get to go through some heat stroke together. I hope I'm exaggerating. I really hope I don't get to that point. But, yeah. Some mud crab action is what I'm thinking we do. So I got current moving from your right of the screen to the left, which here is an incoming tide. Shallow stuff, so we'll see. And when it comes to dock fishing, you know, plenty of drama on YouTube about dock fishing. We're gonna avoid drama. Dock fishing around here is usually pretty chill. Every now and then you get the Karen, but you know, fish this stuff quick, and most of these docks people know. All right, we're chopping up the mud crab. 3 to 5 feet is my guess what we're gonna fish. Under the dock is probably where there's gonna be the deepest cuts. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't fished these in a few years, and I've only fished these for crab eaters a handful of times because there's better spots. But let's have a good time together, right? I think the point of this sort of content's more about let's have fun. Should see something, I hope. We got a bite right away. There's gonna be some croakers and stuff, I bet. Yeah, and I'm just gonna cast the pilings quickly. It's all shallow, 3 foot, 3.5. Try to avoid our flounders. Take it from there. Or one pop from bait. I'm hoping there's going to be a good bite early. You know, a lot of these docks have some deeper water for sure, but it seems like we fished the other day, 4 foot was good. So try it again. See if we can duplicate that. Maybe, maybe not. Got a good drift. Nope, no bite there. And we're gonna keep it quick, man. Got that power of the mud crab. That thing is it's a deadly bait. These bites happen quick, especially on a day like today. These fish know to eat early. Midday might be okay. I'm doubting it. See what guys got. McKee, Bay Riders. Bay Riders are popular here. I see a lot of them. Regional boat. I don't see them too much in Florida. Maybe North Florida I see more, like South Florida where I end up in the winter. I don't see Bay Riders very often. Okay, just popping and casting these mud crabs. Nope. I don't know how much pressure this stuff gets. It probably gets a little bit. I don't think it gets too much though. Not seeing any life here. Like I said, we fished docks the other day. They were decent, so optimistic they might be decent here too. Definitely have to hit a lot of pilings, and that's going to be the strategy. Just keep hitting pilings until we get something we want. 4 feet of water right now. Oh, some trashy hits. What do I mean by trashy? Croakers. Croakers and, you know, probably pinfish, a couple of those guys too. I mean, there should be a few sheepshead here, but like I said, finding them is going to be probably the biggest challenge of all of this. What docks? A lot of this fishing does come down to, like, only sheepshead fished here a few times. I do remember it was like one spot was jackpot and the rest was negative. Didn't have it. Right now I'm just getting croaker bites. Spot I fished the other day had sheepshead though. Yeah, that's right, it did. Heard something get crushed out there. You heard that? There might have been a better bite there. Okay, what is it? Let's see what kind of little guy we're dealing with here. Okay, golden croaker. I am seeing a buddy of mine. He's catching some 14-inch ones, like 1 pound plus, in New York Harbor this year. So there are big croakers around, popping up in some zones. I see even the head boats are fishing for them, which is like, wow. It means there's a lot of them where they are. Okay. Which is surprising. You'd think the colder winter there wouldn't be up there, but it seems like they are. Okay. Well, we got a lot of current here. Look how this current's ripping through here. Well, let's see if that's good or bad. That tide's ripping right here. It's too fast here. It's crazy. I don't know why it's so fast here. There must be like a chunk of a sandbar with water washing off of it. Let's see if we get any bites there. Right. That was kind of, that was a bummer. This is disappointing for here. We'll fish the other side of this too in a moment though. Okay. Dock's a dock though. It's got like a few fish somewhere. I can't, it is so hot already, man. Could have gone deeper fit doing the deep ledges again, but you know what? I want to try different things, man. I want to know why the shallow, see what's up in the shallows. Why is it so tough? This year is tough up shallow. 100%. This is fast here, man. A lot faster than where I was fishing the other day. I don't like it. Got the Trey Taylor signs, private property. Yeah, this is fast. Wow. Forget, you know. I don't fish here enough to know. I think these things want to shoal over sometimes too. Good for flounder. Hung up there. Yeah. Be losing this jig. I think we're gonna lose this one, guys. Rough start. All right, I'll retie that a little bit. sweeper here. There's a little silly jig. It's not a sweeper actually. All right. Yeah, that fast current. That's a little fast, man. That fast current's a little fast. My perfect English vocabulary. I'm a great narrator out here. Fast current. It's fast. All right. Let me show you how fast current is fast. It's not that there's not fish there, but I think I want to stick in like some sweet spots, 3.5, 4 feet, something like that. We'll try the other side of this dock in a moment. I do like taking the claws off the mud crabs too. 4 foot's a good depth, man. Yeah, there's like pockets here that are a little bit less chaotic. I feel like that's always a good thing. But it just might be the croaker, right? We were catching sheepshead in 4 feet the other day. It's pretty shallow. 4 foot's about as shallow as I can consistently catch them. I know guys get them in like 1 to 2 feet in some parts of the country, but for me that's a fantasy. There's some things you just can't get good at probably, no matter how hard you try. 10 foot seems to always be the easiest sheep to catch. This water's a little muddy. It's not terrible looking though. I don't know. There's a chance I might have not picked a good zone to do this in. There's definitely a chance of that. Like, there's not much barnacle growth here. I've caught sheepshead here. I know I've had, but I think I'm starting to think about my choices not being the best or mass content production. But that's the key to success of content fishing, right? It's not being good. You're too good, people follow you, and you don't want people following you. You're supposed to be just good enough that you're watchable and enjoyable. But you're not. Your specialty isn't supposed to be you're the best angler ever. Nobody wants that. This looks like it should give me a little nibble. Yeah, a little 6-inch bluefish popping on some bait. All right, keep it moving. I know if you throw a mullet here, a live mullet's gonna meet a flat fish. Won't be surprised we see a couple pretty big ones even on the mud crabs today. The other thing is too, right? I'm fishing mud crabs. I'll probably have less action on the muds than I did the fiddlers. It's interesting, yeah, less the other day when I came out, black drum were everywhere, little black drum. You know what's important too, it's like how much growth is around, right? That's key too. It seems like our shallow stuff, growth dies a lot, right? A hurricane, cold winter even could kill a lot of the growth here. I had a bite from a targeted species there. Felt like it might have been. Unfortunately for you, the angler, and me, the filmer here, the pinfish bite feels pretty similar to sheepshead. Hopping this little crab along. Got the first breeze of the day. That's helping already a little bit. Just one bite there. I'm guessing the water right now is probably 86 today. All right, got a mud crab down. smaller mud crabs to crack them with my fingers, go full savage. That crack definitely gives some scent into the water, and that helps get more bites usually. I mean, I found the deep chunk on this dock, but it doesn't seem to have any life. Like, it's not even that overwhelmed by croakers on it or anything like that. Longer pause, maybe. Wanted to challenge, Elias. You got it, I think. Okay. We did it efficiently, right? We hit every piling. I think I had one bite that could have been a smaller sheepshead, maybe something along those lines. This current's fast. I'll try to see if I can position here. I feel like it's very hard to do that sometimes when get that water that's ripping through these pilings like this. All right. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Fish a dock, it'll be easy, they say. I think I had a bite on this one, so let me try to see. I don't want to get in there. But we've been fishing here for 17 minutes now. Oh man. I don't know if I should even post this video. I feel embarrassed. We gotta catch some fish. If I catch enough fish, I'll post it, even with this terrible start. Getting some bites in this little chasm. Like, don't forget, like, even though it says I'm in 2.5 feet of water, usually the middles of the docks, when they're, you know, they drive the pilings into them, I find they usually tend to be a little, like 2-3 feet deeper than the surrounding stuff sometimes. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about there's not many small slot reds. Like, they're right, man. This year, the slot reds there's going to be a couple year classes of missing smaller drum for sure, like slot reds. I mean, there was some really good year classes, though. It's not all doom and gloom. Those things seem to have those little cycles. But yeah, the winter definitely took its toll here on the reds. We'll see what that, one hand washes the other in fisheries sometimes. What's going to be, with less reds around. Unfortunately, I'm thinking it might be more flounder. Which flounder we can't keep here. Which flounder's it's a good thing to have more flounder, I know that. Oh man. Oh, I see, it looked like a blue crab on this piling, okay. Yeah, it was a blue crab hanging off this piling. He went and wrapped around. That's good. That means there's some life using it. Good thing is, too, this is like pretty close to the ramp here, so we hit it now. It's one of the bigger docks, but at the same time, a lot of this stuff's tidal, too, right? This just might be the wrong tide. But stuff like sheepshead, though, I don't think they leave every tide very often. They might not bite is the thing, right? Fish just sometimes, the tide's not right. They're not going to eat. All right, I think it's time we move to our next little zone here and just try to be efficient. Hopefully we can find enough fish to scrap it together. You know, plenty more docks to work through. We got to retie on the other rod that we broke off. Maybe we'll try this one more time on the way in. And we're going to get some thunderstorms today, and I'm on electric kayak just to not overheat. Okay. This guy here. I got a little Daiwa Fuego 1000. It's got 10-pound test on here. Let me see. Got a 1/4 ounce bottom sweeper on it. I mean, this isn't a... Oh no, did I lose them? Got those scupper holes on this old town. They love taking jigs. This area is kind of like... This is like, let's have fun and go fishing together. This is not where I'd fish to really catch sheepshead. Like, the purpose of these videos, it's to come enjoy a day on the water. If you can't go on the water, I get it. It's somewhere peaceful. We're not going to bump into boats left and right. Right? It's like fishing content. That's fishing content, not bites. You know, where are the bites? No, we're just going to cover ground and enjoy ourselves. Maybe I could teach you, right? Like I said, I think I said in the last video, I feel like the success of these sorts of videos always comes down to passive watching and like people sitting around learning on the road, whatever it is, right? Like, I don't need to prove myself to anyone. And, you know, never did, but there's an age where you're like, oh, I need to show I'm the best. A lot of that's the fallacy of social media and society, but now maybe I can enter into more the I guess the scholarly part. Scholarly? Is that going to be the way I want to use it? Right, so if you got these mud crabs, right, a lot of these crabs in the summer, I just get these white towels from Costco, these white bleached towels, right, and soak them in the seawater to get the crabs from, and just cover them in a bucket overnight. Always helps. Let's see. I haven't fished here in like 3 years. I think. This is only 2.2 feet. Damn, it's that shallow here. It's got to be a deep hole or two somewhere here, though. Yeah, it's been at least 3 years since I've fished here. Oh, maybe not 3, but it's been a minute. I'll just hit these quick and cover ground, man. Yeah, this is shallower. I know we had a pretty big tide, too. I don't know. We'll see. Well, at least we got reverse for this. I think it's interesting is I got a lot more tide here than where I fished the other day. Did I get a bite right away? No. It did. It wasn't big. I'm guessing under there should be 3 feet, maybe? Definitely getting bites. Something ate it. Something picked up that little crab and ran with it. It's crazy. These must be croakers. I'm gonna go to the end. It's getting shallower here. 1.8. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Like I said though, under that walkway, it's probably a little bit deeper. It's interesting too how many sheepshead use tide to move around. I think a lot more than you might think. Ooh, this kayak does turn a little bit like a hippo. Wow, yeah, we definitely lost our bait here. And the mud crabs, they look like stone crabs, but you know, easiest way to tell is by the claw. The claw. Sorry, got to cut crabs in half for this to work a little more ideally. Try to thread it through this freaking shell so hard. Okay, good. Good chum with ice cubes today. Somebody said. Somebody commented on my other video. That'd be hilarious. Oh, Steve Brewski said that. Like that. Just chumming with ice cubes. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's going to be a sheepshead here. I guess the good thing is when it's this shallow, 2.6 feet, where the fish might be, or it's not going to be that hard to figure that out. I had a bite there. This ultralight, you can feel all these little tiny croaker bites, right? Will I get bit in 2.7? That's the question. Sargasm stuff. This is breaking down. Sargasm breaking down. Stuff's been crazy this year, right? Nope. Casting's getting better. It's a perfect cast. Not tooting my own horn there a little bit. Just small stuff though. Perfect mud crab skipping under a dock, not getting bit. That's all I need to see. All right, one more go under the next dock here. Yep, that's all I need to see. A lot of times sheepshead cruise under these floating docks, and they were eating the barnacles under the actual docks too. All right, I'm gonna keep going. There's definitely something to hang up down there too. I hit probably a rope or something like that. I was just coming out of here. Let's keep going then. All right, try to find something like 3-4 feet deep. All this does though is it makes me miss the flounder season around here. A little bit of mullet around too. I do miss flounder fishing, right? It'd be nice to do that today. Perfect for a hot summer day is to go flounder fishing, right? Wrong tide. You always fish channel markers. Those are good for sheepshead. I don't do it. I should try more of it. It's just that's better for a boat because you're going fast. You're covering a lot of ground really quickly. But doesn't mean you can't do it from a kayak either. All right, I'm gonna turn on for a minute. I'm gonna make a run till the next 3-foot dock. Think about life. I think this looks a little deeper right here. Man, this stuff shoals up though, man. Feels like this got shallower. Is it my imagination that things get shallow? It feels like more shoaling happens every year. Not everywhere, but some places. Okay, I got a little bit more water here, I see it. Okay, let's see here. I think that's a sheepshead, maybe? It could be. Oh, croaker. Maybe. A little bit of luck. There might be one or two here. Okay. We got this going. No shell cracking going on. I'm just keeping the shell whole there. Let's see if that makes a difference. I feel like there's a lot of small fish on this dock. You just try, man. That's it. You learn the tides are important. You forget how important tides are. Gotta make sure poor cast there. Want to get on the edges of these pilings, edges of the pilings probably. Nope, nobody else there. Just a couple more croakers, I think. Oh, that's something good. Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. He's right on that structure there. Yo, the heat is, oh, that's a donkey, man. Oh man, that is a big sheep's head. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Get him. Woo! Yo, for this? That's crazy. Nice one, man. Nice one. Oh, man. 2.5 feet of water. That was awesome. No way. How'd he get all that energy back on me? All right, we're good. Yeah. Oh, man. Big one, man. That's a really nice one. Where'd I hook him? Damn, did he swallow it all the way down there? Wow, I don't think I've ever hooked a sheepshead so deep in my life. I think I'm going to keep this guy because I gut hooked him. The new thing for me is to gut hook a sheepshead, honestly. That's okay. I'll keep one today. Got a couple people coming over. Yeah, I've never gut hooked a sheepshead like that. That is gone. That 16th ounce jig, they don't feel it, right? It's a nice one though, huh? Yeah, I don't love keeping them this big, but there's not much I could do about that. So I think the better call is to keep them than try to release them. That's okay. I need a fish or two. Man, they're so lean this year. Like, this fish is like starving, you can tell. It's like really, that's a really lean sheepshead. It's like kind of sad, actually. All right, about 21 and a half. Yeah. Just about almost 22. It's probably like, normally this could be like a 7, almost 8 pound fish. I'm guessing this one's like 6 based on how lean it is. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It only took me 20 years to gut hook one of these. Yeah, wow, I can't believe I got hooked that thing. Normally I'd put them back, but that's why you bring the ice, right? Moments like this, just can't control it. Where's my mallet? I left my mallet at home. Took that out of the kayak too. This is where I get messy, right? That block of ice out for now. The uncut disaster right now. Oh man, this is what you get to edit out. This little cooler bag's perfect for most of the fishing I end up doing. Just here, this thing hasn't flopped once too. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Like I said, I generally put the really large ones back. I don't love keeping them, but hey, you can roast me in the comments section that I should have known I'm going to gut hook a sheep's head. All right, we're in like an inch of water here. 6 inches of water. Let's see if we can get another one. That fish was shallow, 2.5 feet. Cool. I don't know how many we could do to catch doing this though. I know there's a lot of big ones they get on these shallow docks and they're really hard to catch, but something. All right, just put this guy back up here. We need leader now. Okay. So that was 12-pound leader. Really light. It was a good fish. So Very excited. And if we go hook another fish, we'll put them in that cooler and we're gonna go home. We won't fill out the remainder of the 4-hour video. None of that stuff. You know, we'll do the right thing to do as an angler, sportsman, whatever you want to call it. Goober. Okay, so I'm using a uni knot here. 4 turns. Yeah, that fish hasn't even flopped on the ice in there once. I don't know, maybe stress from the heat too. I don't know, I feel like it's very hard to figure out some of that stuff sometimes. Wire fish. Where do we got? We got some jigs somewhere here, but where'd I put them? There we go. So I'm using these, right? Bottom sweepers are really my favorite, but I got these reaction tackle jigs. And I was using them on those goofy fuzzy dice lures. Got 16th ounce, they have an 1/8 ounce. They got pretty good hooks. I wouldn't say they're amazing, but for this, what you're doing here, they're pretty good, I'd say. And we drifted all the way down, but we're taking it easy, man. I'm not like maximum fish extraction, go. I think already, you know, that's my first bite of the day. That's decent. It's a really good fish. So I think, you know, with these sorts of docks and this sort of fishing, you're catching one, right? That's it. You're going for one fish, and you can't like really push it too much. I mean, 1 fish per dock, 2 fish per dock. It's a little random, right? It could be current, could be, you know, tide. The good thing about sheepshead, in my opinion, this is my opinion, as everything is, sheepshead get pressure, right, more now. Since flounder closed, it's, how should I say, I think there's so many sheepshead that don't see hook and line ever, that they'll be okay. And speaking of hook and line, I gotta get you a quick shout to today's video sponsor, and that's Gentle Bands. So I got one of these awesome wedding bands on my finger now. I'm not much of a jewelry guy or fish accessory guy overall, so getting one of these felt a little awkward at first, and I was wearing silicone rings forever. I've been wearing this ring for about 3 weeks now. Been banging it up, filleting fish with it on, getting it in salt water, and it's holding up great. It's got like number 10 hooks in the actual band. It's been really durable. It's been very comfortable. It's not rashing up in the heat. Gentle Bands does have a pretty cool little selection of different fishing rings or wedding bands, if you want to call them. So I retired the silicone one, which I was a little skeptical of because I don't wear any jewelry, but I've been really liking this for once. It's been one of those things that I added to me, and I look at the hooks every now and then, and it's really cool, and it's holding up well. It's not getting in the way at all. If you get a moment and you want to do something unique, it's my first piece of fishing jewelry of my lifetime, so really exciting stuff. So that came in a really nice case too, and I really want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. We'll have that band on going in the future, and if you want to learn more, just check out that link for me. Okay. Try it again. Mud crab. Mud crab power. So it's been 45 minutes of fishing. That's my first sheepshead. Granted, that is so you could say that's a terrible fit. That's a good size one, right? Especially, you know, doing something you don't do too often. Snip here. Honestly, what I'm doing here, right? We fish docks sometimes, you and me. I'm really hoping there's going to be a triple tail somewhere here. That's the dream catch for the year right now. It's been years. I know they get on these spots that are super hit or miss. They float around. They like crab traps a lot, but they'll get on pilings pretty often too. And that's what I'm hoping for here. How many more sheepshead are probably here? Not many, but keep going. 2.4 feet of water, so let's see. I'm a little far off those pilings though. definitely want to get a little closer to them. That fish barely, I barely felt him bite. Might get any more. I don't want to get too close. I'm like nervous about getting too close to these pilings. I could spook them, right? But that was like what, the third or second cast there though? So I'll give you an idea. See, right? Sometimes those sheepshead are really shallow. Just the shallow speckled trout and drum. These are the hardest ones to catch though. When you're not vertical and trying to cast at them. This is like, yeah, challenge fishing. Being a little murkier water helps though. Like shallow, like if this was clear water and 3 feet, I wouldn't even try it. Having it be a little on the murky side, yeah. I mean, fish like flounder, and to some extent black drum, are pretty easy in the clear water still, but the sheepshead and red drum, if they get a lot of speckled trout, some fish just get so hard in clear. Striped bass, clear water can be your friend and also your something that's gonna make fishing real tough. All right, let's say one more cast. What do you guys say? Yeah, let's do one more. That's it, and then you just go to the next dock. Next dock with like 2.5, 3 feet. That's it. What's funny is when he was dragging me up in there, I could tell it was shallower there too. So, oh, there's another one. That one went hard. Oh man, that one went hard on me there. I was trying to stop him. Just go to a little heavier tackle then. Not my proudest moment on that. You know. I wasn't too proud about losing that guy, I'm not gonna lie. I think that was another sheepshead though. I felt the bounciness of him. You never know, you can get lucky and catch the same one. I think he got it. Oh, lost him. We're getting owned by these guys. Gonna miss a lot more fish, I bet now. I wonder if we can catch the same fish with that jig in its mouth though. A little bit of luck, I think we can. Unless we brought in a school drum. I don't think these are drum. The hits are too soft and you gotta get closer to those pilings though. They're not floating out there in no man's land. Oh no, did I do it? That was close. Okay. I went to a little heavier rod and reel here. Let's see. Those bites are gonna stop now on me? Don't do it. I got something nudging it. I don't like how loud I'm making that cast now though. I liked it earlier, it was like real subtle. Almost wonder if a 1/4 ounce is too heavy. Yep. Well, like now I'm getting like croaker and junkfish. I had like 3 casts in a row of something better. Now it's croaker. Is it the heavier sweeper or is it the no more fish is the question. This is a 1/4 ounce jig. I think I'm done. There seems to be a ton of croakers. That's no good. Yeah, that's all croakers over there. Last cast here, then I'm gonna move on. I did have one more bite on the 16th, this 1/4 ounce jig though. I think that was a sheepshead too. All right, you know, that's what makes it fun. Oh, got a better bite there. All right, let's keep going. We'll come back here maybe one time. Gonna start running, cover a little more ground. There's probably more docks. That's that autism fixation, right? You catch one good fish, you're like, gotta spend more time here. And before you know it, you burn up the day. All right, okay. I think the lighter tackle, man. I'm such a believer in, you know, you're just gonna get more bites in this environment too. Right? I lost that fish and it sucks, but I think that was another sheepshead though, if I had to really guess. But you know what? We'll come back on the way in. Maybe we'll get another bite there with some luck. Take it from there. That first one didn't really run me in too hard too, right? And I doubt that second fish was bigger. Yeah, it's probably the same size fish. No way. But you never know. I'm out of 16ths, huh? All right, 1/8 ounces. try this dock. Should I? Might. On the way back, we'll try that one too. All right, man. Are you still with me here? You guys haven't fallen asleep on me? Sorry, I'm not putting out. A little concentration goes into all this, right? Let me see how far we're gonna go to the next spot. I think let's pick up the speed a little bit. I'm gonna skip this dock here. I think it's kind of shallow, and work my way up to next mile or so. Oh man, feeling my legs. My legs are relaxing today. It's nice. We could buy some real estate. What do you guys think? That's a nice little house, man. Right up on the waterfront there. I bet that's still over $1 million though. One can only dream. Nice little community dock, pontoon boat. I should check this dock, but you know what? I already blew by it. It's probably gonna be more work than it's worth. We got some stuff up there. Smell burnt fire coming off the opposite side of the shoreline here. A little sandbar there. That's good for speckled trout. I was really keen on that, but yeah, I'm probably gonna go up another mile tops. I don't think I'm gonna go over another mile. I got a nice chain of docks up there. We'll see. I'm sure we'll get scrap together a limit if we really are focused on that, but I'm not personally. There's stuff like channel markers, buoys. You can always fish all that stuff too, but I think just exploring some of this stuff is going to be the most fun we can probably piece together out of everything. See those, a couple other docks and stuff. So it's tough. I knew this was going to be a tough thing to do. There was no question about it. But if you want to really just see all the sights and sounds, the thing that makes it hard too is there's not much growth out here overall. There's a little bit, and there's a couple sandbars. I got to be careful. But it's mostly just, okay, there's a little bit of structure there with concrete. The shoreline growth in a lot of places is just not great. It's hard at Sheepshead and Black Drum per se. So. But there's still spots to do it. There's fish that are transient and that you'll never hook, right? Because there's fish in 1.5 feet of water. They won't bite. It's just that simple. Or you're gonna spook them. They're so hard. That's a nice looking house too, man. So those trees that are dead on the shoreline, right? I've said it before a few times. Pretty much the story with those trees is they've died from saltwater intrusion, storms, dredging from shipping channels. At least around here, when you see dead trees, every area is different. Bigger flood tides from hurricanes, etc. A lot of places on the coast you could see that dead tree stuff. Alabama had them too. I remember on the Gulf Shores. It's pretty cool to see it. Hopefully that motor's not too loud. So I saw that iCast passed, and I don't do iCast anymore. I kind of lost interest. It's mostly short form hype stuff. That's good for them. Let them do their thing. I'm not in that realm or wheelhouse anymore these days. But what I noticed, they had the Mossa, M-O-S-S-A, Voya X. That looks pretty cool. I hope that's a successful kayak. It basically has this electric motor feature, and it's got spot lock too. And the motor feature, the most underutilized thing about that, and I've said it on a few times in the past, is when it's really hot out, it is like what you need. Like this, I wouldn't cover these miles. I probably wouldn't want to fish. And I'm able to stay pretty cool with running this electric motor. It's not, yeah, I know, it's not ideal. It's not how I want to do it, right? I want to be a little bit more like, you know, my elitism of wanting to work for my fish. You know, being a proud, I worked for my fish. Yeah, it doesn't really vibe that well with it. But, I picked up a pile of grass just now. The biggest thing too is, you know, you get older, right? You can't fish in 90-degree heat anymore. You can, but the toll it takes on your life after you get off the water, right? My wife ain't a fan. When I get into, I call it delirious live fishing mode. You come home from fishing and then you're just like, you're really shot. Because you've just been out in the sun roasting and then you physically exerted yourself. I think we should try this dock. It's 3.5 feet deep. You're burning all the best spots. I don't know, go after the system, you know, if you're worried about that. To me, I'm just burning all the worst spots. But, you know, that's the thing too. It's like, that's an interesting, the spot burning thing too is, you know, I remember I finally hit final boss mode of I don't care anymore. It was when I posted a ladyfish video and somebody commented like, oh, I've been fishing for ladyfish for 30 years. Now you let the secret out that you can eat them. I'm just like, dude, everyone wants to claim ownership to everything in the world. Like, if you fished this once 10 years ago and you haven't been here since, then you jump in my comment section and say, this is my spot. I fish here every day. Too bad, man. That's it. Too bad. All right, this is actually shallower than I thought. Approaching it was deep. Maybe we'll get bit. It says 1.9 feet. That's not very deep at all. I actually got a freaking bit just now, didn't I? I did get bit. That could have just been my man, the croaker, though. It's crazy. This is the shallowest I've ever tried to catch these sheepshead, though. Yeah, I haven't been here. There's some weird current movement out here. I think there's some deep cuts. I could tell looking at the, just out here. Maybe there was some old dredge hole. I gotta take a quick little peruse. I could tell there's a current moving there. Could be all sanded over though. That was not a good drift though. I just like blew through this. Maybe I didn't set up on this properly. Let me try that one more time though. And then we're gonna take a look. I see something out there that tells me deep hole, potentially. I like their hammock setup. That's really nice. Some of these docks are really nice. They're pretty new construction, so I can tell this is probably, this can't be, this had to have come in the last 5-6 years. .9 feet. Can I do it? It's got a little decent amount of growth here, though. You can't see the bottom, but you can see there's definitely a little bit of growth. Yeah. Sheepshead and black drum can really live in some pretty interesting areas, right? Got a bite in there. All right, so a couple of croakers popping it. But overall, nothing's doing. Yeah, it seems like you got to pick a zone where the current's gonna just let you work it right, I think. Current's ripping here. Might have no choice with these. I think we might have to go heavy. Let's see. Oh, no, 1/8 is getting down there. I'm surprised I haven't gotten a bite here. See an angler up there. See, this is where it gets tricky, right? A little bit of growth here. I feel like I should be able to get a fish or two here. Nice tightly packed pilings for fish to roam through. Decent depth. Maybe not. Might be in for a bigger surprise than I anticipated. Always kind of looking where, and guessing where's the better life sitting. I kind of really do like to have a zone, most nice fish. Try this dock now. All right, next one. Let's keep going. I like to hit the broken down docks, though. These are sometimes pretty interesting. gotta be careful. There's always, if it's broken down, it's got stuff to hit, right, pelicans? Some are better than others, like everything in life, right? Sometimes these guys land on your kayak. They can be pretty mean. I guess what happens though is that when they collapse, the pilings do typically wash away. Well, I thought I had a bite there. Have to reposition ourselves and straighten it out. Oh gosh, that's the worst. Okay, good. Whew. That current's fast, wow. Well, the good thing is we discovered there's lots of structure down there. And I think I had a bite or two there. That's part of fishing a new dock, right? You're gonna lose them. There's definitely stuff there. Oh, got back. It's a dog. That's definitely barnacles. Good. Maybe it's gonna give us a fish or two here. I'll be happy with 3 fish on an exploratory day based on how this is going and how much time I'm going to get out here, I think. I already feel like I got to start working my way back pretty soon. There is structure there, right? That's already good. Having those pilings in the water is always, you know, gives some extra spot for fish to feed. All right, first camera issue. I knew that was coming at some point. All right, I didn't get any other bites though. You can just drop one juicy half a mud crab here. Well, guess I'm going with the full mud crab then. So be it. All right, there's a couple oyster shells living in there, that piling, believe it or not. That's a good sign too. I haven't seen too many oysters up here. It's like a couple though, it wasn't many. Come on, we can get one fish here, right? The way that piling casts a shadow is really scary, actually. I mean, that's where our fish would be, right here. But maybe he's not there for me. All right, well, the last drop here. Let's keep going. I thought that one would have had something. last one for me. This looks pretty good though. Nice piece of grass. Another newer dock. This one looks pretty new too. Okay, it's pretty quiet here. Nice big dock though. Mwah. Mwah. No good. It's not much here. Shocking, it looks good. I mean, there should be something here. Come on. It's got shade, pilings. Tell me there's gonna be nothing here. Maybe. Hard time believing this. It's just the way it goes, I guess. Nothing wants to bite late in the day anymore. Get a couple bites early and then you're so done so quick. That's what makes it kind of frustrating, right? Difficulty of this is brutal. I'm gonna get out of this zone, man. I'm not even getting croaker bites up here. I think I hit a little bit of a wall. Like, there was nothing. Like this last quarter mile, everything just dropped off. Yeah, that's no good. Let's try to get in some better water then. See me rolling. Yeah, that should have had croakers on it. Like, fish this big should have been picking at my mud crab. The fact I wasn't getting bites from those, dead water. Summer, that's what it's like, right? You hit dead water. That sucks. And all right, that's all I need to know. All right, let's make a run to another spot. We might end up at that first dock. I'm gonna run out of ideas pretty soon. Not in life, just on this video. It is at 9 o'clock, one fish in the kayak. Trying new spots. It's always, saltwater's hard.
How you doing today? Having luck?
Couple sheepshead.
Good. Big size?
One was 22 inches, yeah.
Nice.
But it's few and far. That bite shut down maybe. I got him really early right off the bat, and then.
Yeah, I had a couple bites, so it's not getting on the sheepshead today.
Yeah, I don't know if there's many moving around. That heat is. Okay, let's see. That heat, I don't think he understand when I said that heat is bad. I was trying to, he looked like I probably didn't hear what I'm saying. I got this stupid thing on my face right now. But yeah, that heat, no good. I don't think they're biting very well mid-morning already. Like, I haven't had any other bites. I'm not even getting croaker bites, and that's like kind of one of the signs you'd look for. Be like, all right, wasting your time. I said a couple of sheepshead. I only have one. I lost the second one. Should have been a little more honest. Elias telling them fish stories. Tough to get that guy. All right, another one. Yeah, that's a lot longer than I would have expected to take for one to decide he wants to eat. But we're waiting. Okay. This guy he's gonna release just fine. I'm curious. All right, 15 inches, 14 inches is the minimum size. He's gonna do just fine going back. I don't know how many. Yeah, maybe I'll keep one more in a minute. I don't know how much more time I'm gonna get out here. I know that cooler doesn't have that much more room, being the big problem. Yeah, I'm seeing the fish ain't biting all that great. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's one of those things you learn. Just because they're there doesn't mean they're going to bite every single time. Get into those hot summer moods, they're just moody. I'm feeling it now. Tackle fun. This is great. This is what I was hoping I'd find. Just a school of these, like, 2-3 pounders to keep busy with. Yeah. Gotta get them closer. Cool. Got to retie here. All right, that's 3 sheepshead. Can we limit? Gotta catch a limit. It's been tough. Got the mud crab. This stuff is challenging to fish though. So the dock fishing without the spot lock. I've done it with spot lock too. But the main thing is just get good at multitasking. Right? It's always kind of the end game, right? You can just become a really good multitasker. Spot lock's nice though. It is good. I still am just used to manual control sometimes too, personally. I mean, fishing's been good enough. It's just really hot and uncomfortable out here now, in general. Wonder why that other dock didn't have them. It's like, you learn when you fish docks, like, it could be just the way that bay and that dock was built. It's just in an area that's not fishy. Very possible. There's areas like that, right? Wonder how many fish are on this actual dock, though. Can't be that many more, right? Maybe. I've got 2 here. It's gonna be nice to learn, like, does a dock have like a dozen or 2? It seems like these like random, you pick and choose your fight docks are gonna really be like 2s, 3s, maybe onesies. I think I had a blue crab beating it up too, just now. Give him a second to eat it too. It's taking a lot longer to eat these crabs than a sheepshead would under more normal circumstances, I'd say. All right, 2 there. We'll move on to the next dock in a moment. That's slow drop though, man. Getting a couple bites here. Really don't think they're sheepshead though. All right, next dock. 2. Okay. Two there. Three totals so far. Let's see what kind of reels this guy's got. Spin fisher. Looks like some old Stratix. Definitely an offshore guy. Current's really strong on this dock. Got fish before that heat gets you, man. Heat is on. Who sings that song? Gotta look it up, I forgot. Yeah, that's it. My talking fried my brain in this heat here. All right, let's try the next dock up here. You guys still with me here? Whew. I can't wait to go home and just chill though. So I got maybe another 2 docks I want to work here, 3 docks total. Then I'm going to work my way back in. So hopefully that lens is, yeah. It's hard to make sure. Don't know my angle. Felt really dumb talking to that boater. I went like that, and I was like, he probably was just like, what do you mean? Thumbs down. I'm telling him, like, the heat. Everything here happens early on the hot days. It does. Late afternoons are good too, but around here we just don't get the weather for afternoons. I like a lot of these houses. Man, this one is really nice. Someday, after 5 trillion views. If only I could be, what is it, Logan Paul? Logan Paul, stardom. You can get 5 of those houses. Happy right where I am, though, in life. Okay. So that last sheepshead was probably in 4 feet of water also. Getting a croaker bite here and there. The lack of like black drum and red drum this year has like made this all like different, right? Black drum, they're out deep, right? I caught a few this year out deep. Red drum, there's some slots and some decent fish. Fouled myself. That was dumb. Should pay better attention. I think this is probably the point of the day where I start making a lot of mistakes too, because the heat, that exhaustion's starting to kick in already. don't know if it's at 90 yet. Might be. At least there's a little bit of a breeze, but that ain't much. I do see a blue crab on this piling. Oh boy, got a container ship coming. He's loaded up. I think I got a sheepshead bite actually. See, you kind of spin yourself in circles because you're just, trying to adjust yourself properly. Yeah, these sheepshead are barely biting, honestly. Next spot. Might not be big enough to eat my little crab. We got a monster container ship coming. Let me show you this. Look at that monster coming. You probably can't see it, but it's gonna be interesting to see if we're gonna get ourselves in some trouble today. I hope not. Not much of a... I haven't fished here before, so I don't know what that wake's gonna do here. Some spots it's real bad. I know I got a crooked camera. That's all I really got. Still crooked. Whew. So, I think some of these mud crabs are going to get to go free today. Hey, you know what? You're still putting time. Learned a new spot to fish. Was it good? I wouldn't say it was bad. Alright, we'll be able to tell what's going to happen with this container ship as it gets closer, though. I hate trying to do it that way, but I think I'm in deep enough water. It shouldn't be a problem. It's got a lot of pilings here, a lot of old ones too here. Rotted out ones. I'm watching this container ship go by now. I'm getting slightly nervous. It ain't a certified monster one at least, but yeah. It's big enough, I'm like, ugh. Watching for that wake, see where it goes. a whack drum. Cool. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting if that's... I don't see anything happening on the shoreline here. $15 I'll put them back. But 15. I don't have much room in that cooler. Just the thought of filleting fish in this heat is like, ugh, it's not motivating me for much. I'm like watching, man. That thing's throwing a big wake. I think it's all about sandbars, though. If they really hit sandbars, they get, how should I say, far more big. Yeah, I would think they wouldn't hit this stuff too hard, too, because otherwise these docks would get obliterated. Maybe, I don't know. I'm watching a couple of these zones to see. Sucked a lot. Broke another one off there. Oh boy, I'm feeling that wake now. Blue crab, maybe? Something was hanging on to my mud crab. Alright, I think we gotta get ready for this one. Whew. Look at that behind me there. All right, let's retie during all that. Just keep your distance, I guess. Ooh, baby. It's better to sit out in no man's land. Not being anywhere near any shoreline. Oh my gosh, this is insane the way that feels. All right. The good thing about when a container ship goes by, I wouldn't say there's too much good things about it, but one of the good things about it is it's gonna, if you're not happy with your bite, you're getting a nice reset. That's for sure. Okay. That back and forth happens for, I don't know, it's probably going to happen for the next 15 minutes, honestly. Nice opportunity. It's just the world's opportunity telling me, re-rig. Alright, I don't have any swivels, so I'm going to do double the uni knot. I mean, those container ships really carve out the shoreline more than anything, right? And it changes the current from, mild to 1.5. Just got back and forth happening that you can't, don't fret over it. My uni knot did not hold up, unfortunately for me just now. I thought I had some swivels. Maybe I don't. You know what? Either way, I think I'll retire the ultralight for today. It had its moment, thankfully. Happy it did. But I think the odds of hooking something big or just might not work out for me, so let me stick to a little heavier tackle. I think that lighter jig head's important though. When you're really fishing that shallow, 1/8 ounce, 1/16 ounce, yep. I do feel that way. All right. Got this Fenwick World Class we can try too. Yeah, if you never get to fish around container ships, I grew up fishing around them, thankfully, so I'm not too like, I never really, I always seen some craziness with them. Like when they used to enter New York Harbor, they were massive. They'd go over some shoals that were, it would get real gnarly. You'd be like, what the heck? But yeah, it's really about shoals when it comes to those things and, you know, their reaction with shoals. I mean, just now over here, that wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be much worse. I thought I was going to have some waves breaking right in like 3-4 feet. Didn't really break. One shoreline they'll break, the other one not really. You know, can't predict it. Whoa, 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 whoa. See, I jumped the gun there. Just got like shoved. Okay. Yeah, that was like, I'm still getting spun around. I'm getting more time out of this than I thought I might for re-rigging purposes, but I think it turns the fish on a little bit. Just that extra current. Changes in current, you know, the great shuffle. I mean, maybe those fish bit right before that thing went by more than anything. I think got a buddy of mine fishing right now. Let me ask him. Buddy got a 20-inch sheepshead and a 21. Okay. Can I fit? Let's see if we can fish now. Get run off a spot by a container ship. I think we're good for now. Negative. Three hours into this trip now. All right, I think we figured it out. Question is, am I going to get any bites? What's the reset going to be? Is it going to be quick? I mean, all right, I'm just starting to get a couple bites again, thankfully. Still not there yet. Nope, just got absolutely dumped around in a circle. Okay, try again. Okay, I might have missed something there actually. Something right away. Or I gotta fix this camera because it's the mount more than anything. That's causing me problems here, but that's all right. YouTuber problems. Hey, my camera's not getting the shot. How am I supposed to get all the likes? Oh yeah, man, look at that. I just freaking still getting the outgoing incoming fluxes. So what happens is you get like a flux of current moving, just not what the way the current really normally moves. It's been about 10 minutes after that now. Yeah, I'm on like minute 10. I think it's settling down now. It's hard for those fish probably to keep readjusting, is my guess. I think we're there. I think I got something here. Nope, not yet. Still doing the donuts. Keep chumming that area though. There's not too much junk fish there. There's a little bit, but I could still get another fish or two, I think, before this shuts down on me. Got him. That one looks healthier than the other couple. Last few. Nice sheep. Yeah, I think I gotta stick with that heavier, little bit heavier leader. I got 20 pound on here. That fish nicked it too. Retie. Whew. It's pretty good though. That was crazy. That container ship's wakes and crisscrossy turns, that went on for, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes. No, not that long, but 10, 15 minutes. And it's still coming in like small waves. It seems like the fish are biting again already, but goodness. 9:52 a.m. We'll see. See if we can make it till 11. So what do I like better? Do I like fishing the deeper? I get more fun out of some of the dock stuff. It's a little more peaceful and more challenging in its own way. I think the ledge stuff is generally, as you fish deeper water, it's more bigger fish. But every time you do something new, doesn't matter what it is in life, you get better at something. One of the great privileges of being a content person is you get to fish everywhere, right? Fish all the time, different stuff. And it's silly, right? You're fishing for clicks for the most part. But there's a human. You're a human, right? The person behind the camera is a human, etc. And you're trying to catch some nice fish, learn, tell a story. Like, there's so many things going on. Yeah, and like I said at the beginning, you always want to be like the most mediocre fisherman. You want to be decent enough that people want to watch you. But you don't want to be that good. My microphone's still working too. All right. How many more can be there? Can't be that many more. Maybe. I definitely made sure to chum these crab parts here, though. I had another sheepshead bite, actually. I think he's got it. Nah, he dropped it. There's like a couple fish behind this piling, I think. Yeah, they're getting my crab pretty quick, though. The only thing I do like is the lynx is a little easier to fish this stuff. Okay. That's the biggest difference. Like it holds drifts better, right? That makes sense? Even spot lock, everyone's like, oh, spot lock, you need spot lock so much. Spot lock here would toss you around. Oh my gosh. I didn't even crack the shell on that one. Let's see what happens. Shell cracking is usually, cracking the shell usually does help, but. I definitely chummed them in now. They're like, if they're not frenzying, like really feeding aggressively now, there will be in a moment. Okay. Well, I still got to crack the shell. Getting lazy, Elias. Smaller crab chunks help too because they sink easier. It's like you got those big crabs, you're kind of tempted to just fish them whole, still cutting them down. Especially these fish. These are, what's the biggest fish I can pull out of here? Potentially a 10-pound fish. They'll still eat those little smaller crab chunks for the most part. Ooh, there's white. Smaller ones too. It's the worst under the seat fish. Oh, going on their boat. I heard voices. I was wondering. Must be nice. There's a few more sheep out here. Being harder to hook though. I think there's a couple croakers back there or something like that. think I might have caught them all. Definitely did feel endless for a moment there. I'm gonna take these claws off though. Dadgummit. Went up to 20-pound test. Almost out of these reaction tackle jig heads. That's alright. I thought sometimes they get in the current, you can't really stop them. The name of the game for dock fishing. Alright, let me take a look in this cooler and see how many more we can get in there. We'll call it a day. Well, crab served me well at least. Yeah, we could get like one more. I gotta play, you know, amateur chef, long leader. Doesn't matter because it broke at the mono earlier, not the, what should I say? You know what's interesting too? As I took that, the minute I took those claws off that last one, boom. That's why I always like to take the claws, a lot of those ligaments off. It seems to help. I rock on my kayak in my sleep when it's this hot out. What's that movie we just saw? Me and my wife saw Backrooms. Any of you guys saw Backrooms? Backrooms was awesome. Loved it. Horror movies have been making a comeback, man. Backrooms. What's the other one? Obsession was supposed to be really good too. I haven't seen that yet. I don't know how many more fish can be here. This seems like a lot for one dock. Real finicky though, man. They hit this crab and then they just wait. They're not eating it, they're just pushing it around a little bit. Definitely a couple more sheepshead there. You know, I know this game. Alright, I think I'm actually done for finally. I feel like we might be. Current's getting fast here too, really fast. Alright, I think we're done in this spot. Maybe not. All right, time to move. Got a few there, broke one off. Spend all day and think you're gonna keep catching. Shallow docks, man. Hit this one quick. And I'm gonna work my way back. Just about to where I was earlier this morning. This is so hot now. I'm gonna turn this camera around in a moment. You're gonna see my face covered in sweat. All right, earlier there was no bites on any of these, so let's see. Is it all about tide or is it all about the spot? It's all about tide, man. I bite instantly here. Earlier, no bites at all. All right, next one. I don't want to waste time. I want like pretty quick bites though. Based on what I see, you know, so you don't gotta wait too long. At least for the initial interest. Maybe a couple fish are gonna be real particular with you, but for the most part, yeah, bites are gonna happen quick. I think here. That's deep right here. I mean, I'm more amazed docks have fish to begin with. Like, if I owned a dock, what I'm saying here is, you know, I would be grocery fishing off of it very, very, very often. I don't know about all the time, but I'd be grocery fishing to the point it was probably picked clean most days of the week. You know, there wouldn't be much to catch on my dock for, you know, eating fish. Probably leave the sharks alone and stuff like that, but yeah, you wouldn't find too much to eat from my dock. This heat is insane right now. When that wind kicks up, it's gonna rip, I bet. Missed him. Sweating through everything, man. Okay, bringing some life in. This spot's got a couple. Some tough bites, man. That is insane. Slightest taps, man. Come on, get that assist going. We need the speed. Okay. The delicate balancing act between light tackle and getting a good sized fish out of a dock. That's a sheep. Yep, it is. Big one. My goodness. Fish was eating little tippy taps. That was a really nice one, man. See that there? I'm sure I broke off one or two this size. Damn, that thing was just bumping it. I'll tell you why. That guy who was like, hey, the sheeps ain't biting. Dude, the way these things are biting right now, you would be like, nope. That's a nice one. Okay, another one for that silly Amazon jig. Not gonna keep one this size though. When I just started fishing for the sheepshead, another one about 22. Definitely much better shape than the last one. Thanks, dude. Okay. Oh, man. You see that sweat pouring down my face now? I'm waiting for a breeze, man. That's all I want. Uncut mud crabbing on shallow docks. Gosh, setting the hook into that thing too. I wasn't expecting a fish that size. It's very difficult when the fish are, how should I say, biting it, but not like grabbing it. That's what they're really doing today. Uncut sheep limit. Sheeper peeper. Let's see if we can get that again. Did he hit a pile? I don't think this one hit. He did. Brush it briefly. Let me retie. You gotta always check. Like, he barely touched that piling though. Yeah, that particular sheepshead absolutely lived up to the reputation. That hard fish to get to eat. That one was healthier too, man. That one I got this morning looked like shite. If I had to guess that fish's weight, I'd say it was probably 7 pounds, 6.5. Might have been. 8 pounds is what they give you a citation paper for. No, that's not a ticket. Device overheated. Screen will disable. That's okay. I don't need the screen. I gotta really fix all my gear, man. Not a gearhead. They're all at iCast. I'm out fishing. Take that as you will. Do I make iCast content or do I go fishing content? Part of me is thinking I should have done iCast content in this heat, but my human drive of still being into this wants me to go make fishing content, not iCast content. Let's see, man. I have like 4 bites there. Oh, there's one. He's messing with it. Man. This one might be a black drum. That was a sheepshead. That was very bizarre. Another sheep. Yeah. I wonder, is that the same one? It looks like it. He ain't fighting. I think that's the same fish. He just came right to the kayak. A fish that size would have fought a lot harder than that. Alright, maybe not. I'm just thinking about that drum the other day. So I put out a 4-hour video the other day. I caught the same drum like in 5 minutes. Okay. It's definitely got me in the exact same spot. Oh man. Okay, good. I wish we gotta look at see if there's any distinct pattern. Okay, good. Oh man. Okay. They're tough fish at least. Yeah, that's another nice one. Oh man. This one looks a lot different than the last one, actually. Oh man, I didn't realize I was that badly fogged up from that fish. Hopefully that whole fight wasn't all fogged up like that. Okay. Dang, that fish was just sitting on it, like a rock. It's crazy. The fish you're not setting the hook on, now I'm realizing were probably sheepshead for the most part. Some jellyfish. All right. Set back up there. This is really absurd that I haven't caught a red drum in like 3 days up shallow. Probably be good years for other fish though. I get it if you're a fan of red drum, and I am too, but those guides must be really furious this year. I don't think too many people here. A few probably guide for sheepshead, but I don't think it's really that common. It's hard. I wouldn't guide for sheepshead, man. You could come sheepshead fishing with me, and I just give you my fish if I was guiding for sheepshead. Here you go. Here's your 5 fish. Can I have yours too, since you're the guide? Oof. Those are common conversations when you're guiding. All right, I think I'm done on this spot. 2 fish there. Ooh, there's one. Had a bite from another sheep there. I dropped it. And got me there. Too slow. It'd be fun to do the artificial crab here, but the current's too fast. Like this is would be really hard. Maybe if it wasn't 99 degrees out, I'd be a little more into trying to catch them on artificial again. Had a bite there. I think there's one more fish messing with me here. All right, I'm sweating through. Just 2 sheep there, huh? I'm surprised there's no like more average size ones. I think I'm getting bites from there, just not running away with my bait really. Try one more crab here and then move on. Uncut mud crab fishing. I'd say sheepshead fishing's been on par though. It's been, it's like most things, it's about how much time you put in. If you put in a lot of time, you'll probably say, yeah, it's been pretty good. I wouldn't say it's worse at all. The other stuff, red drum is definitely like absolutely what happened here. Good bite. All right, next spot. Woo! Oh my gosh. That's hot. Hey, I'm glad we're doing something different though. You know what? I wish that breeze didn't totally flop out like this though. I'm gonna keep working my way. I'm gonna hit that dock. I picked the 22 and lost another one on. So those two fish, man, those fish didn't bite like sheepshead at all. You know, when they're weird, man, you forget how weird those fish can be and difficult. Whew, difficult. All right, I got about a mile run, so hang on. All right, well, I like this a lot. I think some areas you can get away with a really light test a little bit easier. I haven't really tried these ultralight-ish rods. I mean, that's borderline ultralight on docks and stuff. It kind of went how I thought it would. Got one, you know, 50-50 in on the landing those fish. Going a little heavier. I still got shredded on one fish with the heavier tackle too. So what did we lose? 2 fish today? Maybe 3? Yeah, sometimes I should be running my camera at all times for this exciting reason. Pulling stuff out. All right. So stuff like that can have a couple of sheep. See how there's some rocks there. Yeah, there can always be 1 or 2. Some big fish like to cruise shallow too, man. Some of the, you know, 23, 24 inch fish, we're talking 3 feet. I mean, a lot of fish today were in 5 feet. So sometimes the bigger fish are out deep. So it seems like the sheepshead are doing their typical summer thing now. They're just kind of scattering everywhere. Shallow, deep. More fish deep than typical, actually. So how's the size class, man? I personally always catch my really big ones towards late summer and then in October. So like if I'm gonna catch any 23, 24 inch sheepshead here, it's usually a little bit later. So seeing 21s and 22s, 20 inchers, that's good. That's good. So size classes, I'm checked. Seems like there's enough smaller fish. So you know how that goes. Some things, you know, one hand washes the other, whatever you want to say. I think I picked up more junk on the ride over. I know this thing's noisy. I wish I could figure out a way. Yeah, I had one last piece of junk in there. So you pick up these little pieces of reed grass. That'll slow down this kayak. So with tide, this guy goes about 5.5. So it has a great cruising speed. I'm seeing that Massa is supposed to be a little bit faster. I think the Old Town Salty EPDL is faster than this one. I don't have the Pro. The Pro looks like a nice kayak, but I've heard this is better going into stuff. So like if you're going through some chop and stuff. Should I fish the jet ski dock quick? It looks good, but I don't know if it's got any fish. Well, we're kind of in the zone we need to be already, so we're just watching for storms, and I actually got a little bit better of a breeze down here. Sometimes it's crazy, just like a 1 mile change can give you breeze versus no breeze. So let's see. I don't think I fished this earlier. So there's a couple docks that we didn't fish earlier. This being one of them. Do want to put one more sheepshead in the cooler. Maybe 2 tops. Like I said, I got people that want some meat. Oh man, how did I get chafed up over there? All right, we're gonna take a little gamble at it. You know, that could have been a small bluefish or something like that. Had a bite there. That felt like a sheepshead too. So what happens too is, I think a lot of these fish might just ride tides up and down, or they just don't bite at slack, you know? I guess that's what freshwater teaches me all the time. There's so many more fish out there than I think that just don't bite. This looks like a cool dock though. It's a tidal fishery here too. I mean, tide matters in every fishery here, but you know, you want to hop docks and do this kind of stuff, yeah. One more cast here. I definitely had a bite right away on my first cast. And there's some docks that just don't have it, huh? This one might be another one. I think that's interesting how that is. I wonder if it's more about growth. Maybe people are putting crab traps, feeding fish. You know, this looks good. This should have a few, I think. Too new? Possible. Got a bite. Second bite. Third bite. Clean me off. One bite, two bites. Bumped into a buddy Andrew of mine. He caught his first gaff top, and man, we haven't caught gaff tops here, and so we have sail cats. First sail cat I've seen in years here. I think the guys in Charleston have them. I think like 7 years ago there was a lot of them around, but they haven't been around in a long time. So those sail cats are typical for Florida and the Alabama, the Gulf, that whole region. North Carolina does not have a population of sail cats really until ... All right. I don't want to spend too much more time because the wind's kicking up. I got 2 docks I'm pretty sure I want to hit, and I also do need to retie this leader here. Yeah, I wonder what did that. Maybe I hit a bluefish or something like that. Should be a few of those things around too. As soon as this tide turns, that southwest wind's gonna rip, I think. So we're working with what we got. So, but honestly, this is an OMG good day of fishing, right? Like, I would say that. You'd have a hard time, you know, I'm communicating that. It's like, how long did it take? It took a while, right? That's one thing for sure. And then on top of that, you know, you jump on a 10-minute video, 20-minute video, fly drawing around, give you a little montage about how sheepshead are the most special fish, bro. And today we're gonna go try and break a world record. But I get it, those guys are good too. They're good at marketing, much better than me. So. I think I want to fish this dock. See, so right now there's people on their property, right? I have every right to fish that dock, but why bother, you know? Let them enjoy it, you know? It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's the quickest way to get 1 million views, and if you're making short content, 1 million views will pay you probably $300. So you can go fight with a dock owner for $300. There's definitely the incentive to do it, but I'm not going to do it. Let me hit that other dock and maybe one other dock on the way in here. Yeah, you don't know. Sometimes it's like real old salts that have been here for a long time, and you just don't know. And like I said, it is your right, but I'm not going to do it. Nice to look at their properties, though. Everything. I like that little shed in the woods, too. That's all I need. That's my content house right there. I don't know the history behind that property. There's probably something pretty cool. The thing's made it through some hurricanes, though. At least a few. We'll see if my house makes it through its first big hurricane. I've gotten, 75, 80 mile an hour winds in my house so far, but not like, and gusts, not like sustained. So we'll see. My fence probably won't make it, but hopefully the structure makes it. Yeah, I'm just surprised. There's fish on eddy docks. All right, this is where we had a couple good bites earlier. Let's see if we get anything here now. Then we're gonna call it a day. Hey, we didn't get a single flounder today. We didn't get a single flounder today doing this either, which is kind of interesting. Usually I do get a lot of flounder. Even on mud crabs, I'll start picking them up. Not every time, but sometimes you do. All right. I love these little fuegos, man. This is the St. Croix World Class. All right, only a few people are probably going to listen to this. I think this is overpriced. Badly. I would never pay the price they're asking for this. I'm sorry. A nice rod is a nice rod, but I don't think so. I thought that was somebody diving on that dock. I scared the crap out of me just now. That's just a little buoy. That looked like somebody's head bobbing there. Oh man, I don't need that again in life. I've only had that happen once. Finding a floater. I hope I never find a floater again. Days of finding floaters, I hope, are long over. All right, let's see if there's fish here for this tide. Sure, there's a flounder here. So right now with this max heat stuff, heat maxing, right? As that's what I'll call it. We're heat maxing out here. The flounder will probably respond a lot better to live bait than they would artificial during heat maxing. Something's biting. So the thing too is, during lower tide periods, you can figure out where these fish are pretty easily because there's only, so much water. Now it's 6 feet everywhere. They could be 3 foot. They can be, They generally do like a certain amount of current and how it moves, but fish can play these games on you. Yeah, now I'm not getting any bites here. Tuck in somewhere else. Ooh, got a bite finally. Okay, didn't commit though. And my other bites back there were on the upcurrent side of the dock, so I might try the upcurrent. Right now I'm kind of mid-dock to down current. Boring. We'll go sheepshead fishing. Yeah, we don't got too many choices, man. Right now. It's actually kind of fun, man. Wrestling them out of docks. All that stuff is interesting. All right. Heat maxing. I'm coming up with all these terms, man. I was listening to some podcast and we're talking about tan maxing. I don't know much about any maxing, but I know what the social media concept is. Look maxing and whatever else floats around. Tan maxing is another one I heard, and I was like, fiber maxing. Lewis Black said it, but yeah, I was like, okay, heat maxing. Here we go. I'm gonna try a little shallower then. Current's moving fast still, the rising tide. Oh, we get 3 days off, guys. That's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really nice. Just wait that heat out. All right, let me wait till this tide pushes me just a drop more. I wonder too, like when that these sheepshead might move on to other structures when the tide is full on some other zones. That makes some sense to me too. Nice green water for here, though. Definitely, you know, hunting around, picking off blue crabs, doing that stuff. That's what most of these fish are doing. All right, let's just try here quick. Let's try right in that cavern. See if I regret it. Fish move throughout the tides, all fish, right? Understanding where fish go on different parts of the tide, huh? This is an art. It's one of the things in freshwater you don't deal with too much. Saltwater, it's like, you know, they're going to make movements. Like, they'll go slide shallower because they can, right? Like, this is already far deeper than what I had in the morning, and I never even had enough water on this side of these docks, so for the most part, that's just a lucky catch then. Because I got 5 feet here. The end of the dock was like 3 feet this morning. I was still able to nab a fish off of it. So who knows? He could be anywhere in these now. Especially if there's only like 2-3 fish on this dock. And this doesn't seem as intricate of a dock as maybe I want. That's fishing, right? Fish maxing. There's windows, right? One dock produces for dead low, one spot is for your high tide spot. So there's no magic in that end, right? Oh, you gotta fish this tide. Yeah, some spots are gonna just produce a lot better on a certain part of tide. That's for sure. I agree. I mean, there are some spots, not many, that are, you know, pretty universally producing most of the time. But, you know, a sheepshead that was sitting on a 6-foot dock can easily just come on down and cruise. They're not, it doesn't seem like they're complete homebodies all the time, if you ask me. I think we should try a couple of these. I love concrete docks, though. Concrete are some of the best ones. But yeah, maybe we'll see if my theory of having a high tide, anything like that's good. This one looks like it's got a lot of shite in the water. I'll hit these two, and then here's that wind. The old dusty trail. It won't take me too long to realize if it's going to be good or not. This is a cool looking structure, though. I think there are there's a chunk of fish that are very transient though, tide-wise. They show up and they leave, or maybe they just don't feed on lower water, I don't know. Either way, whatever's there ain't feeding. Oh, that wind does feel nice though, but it's gonna rip. Uh-oh, I see the white capping immediately, you know it's coming. All right, let me make one hit on this dock. This dock here, yeah, it's white capping now, so we're out of here. 0 to 60, just like that. Welcome to North Carolina. The concrete dock's gonna give me something quick. It'd be nice, but ooh boy, you feel that? Yeah, it's white cap. Damn, it's white capping quick. Turns on a dime. This way. Damn. Concrete usually does have some very good growth, though. Better than wood. I think concrete Docks are really expensive. No, I had such high hopes for sticking it out another hour or so. It's gonna get ugly on the outgoing though. Okay. It was cute, but I think I'm done. Yep. Here we go. Let's get out of here, guys. In mud crab we trust. I think we gotta go. Let me check this windy, see what it's got for now. Probably got maybe 30, 40 minutes before it really rips up the next level. Heat suffocating. Four hours of heat stroke. This feels nice. It was somewhere nicer to, you know, better to fish in this wind. So right now that wind's coming straight down the bay, man. That's it. It's got a little bit of tide left because I'm doing 3.7. But the minute that tide turns, I'm in trouble. So that means we can fish one more dock. Woo! Nah, I think we gotta just call one last spot, man. One last spot. I didn't hit this dock yet. I kind of left a few docks for high tide. Now I'm like, dang. Maybe I should have managed my time a little better. You know the deal. These are little important details. Time management and fishing. I should have came up to this dock earlier. This looks like a good one. Southwest has returned. A lot of crisscrossing tide and current wise there. So the mud crabs, what do I do with the rest of them? You can freeze them, but they get real soft and brittle. Let's say for the most part, they kind of suck frozen. See, now I got issues with my... Might get lucky here and get one more bite. These conditions too, when it starts, it's usually the end of the road. Fishing usually doesn't last into that. Yeah, this is done. That was the fishable window today. I feel like there was a lot of sheep here. See, these docks probably have a couple fish, right? But, you know, you saw how hard, I don't know, you probably saw how hard it was to get one to bite on that last, you know, those two fish that I got on the last final dock. Patience, right positioning, a lot of that stuff was key, so, you know. Maybe with a trolling motor and, you know, nice big boat, you can do it. All right, last one up here. It does get worse too when there's, you know, I think we just got maybe the first hint of a tide turn. So everything's fighting with itself right now. Last dock. Yeah, there's definitely, oh, I don't like that rope. Gotta watch out for that thing. Probably a crab trap. I got a bite here. Thought I did. Small bites. Keep moving. Ooh, we got getting wet now. It feels good actually. For this moment, rather. Yeah, I don't think they're going to bite in these conditions. Nothing bites well here in the southwest except flounder. Get that, this wind direction really just kills summer fishing. I mean, there's some spots you can get a few bites in this, but for the most part, it's, yeah. You get this cooking, it's over. Good bite, I think. Ooh, we lost a crab actually. All right. Oh, I'm in trouble. I touched his dock for a second. I hope he's cool with that. It's because that fish was right there. Oh, sock Elias. What the is that? Oh, he's on there still. Oh no. Goober. Oh man. Hang on. We got a quick last fix here. That fish got me there. Starting a whitecap. I don't know how you guys in Virginia fish like this. Whitecaps nonstop in the eastern shore. I mean, I get it. The fishing's amazing, but this is where we get the difficulties with this kayak, though, I think. Dang, I got my ass kicked here just now. No, 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 don't do it. All right, we're gonna be sandwiched here. That's a red. You think that's a sheep? I don't think so. That's a sheepshead, yeah. Big one. Sorry, I'm touching this dude's dock. Gonna fight him through these pilings, I think. Dang, this one's so angry. I don't want to follow him because I'm going to get jacked up directionally. Okay, good. It's a red. Yeah. Oh, nice one too, man. It is a red. Yeah, I saw him. First one in days. Whew. Battling through those docks, man. This is not for the weary. Did I lose a net? I lost my net, didn't I? When I was bouncing around, I didn't even notice it. That sucks. For those that hated that net, we finally lost it. Oh no, he got me here. Okay. Okay. All right, just like that. I think that's the whistlefish. First red I've gotten in a while. Up shallow. Oh no. Okay, good. All right. Puppy drum. Thanks, dude. I think we gotta go, man. Even if fish are biting. Worst part about fishing, right? When you don't want to leave. See you, dude. Whew. All right, back to the kitchen. I got a sheepshead to fillet. I could have kept that red drum, but I got to report it to the government, and I'm okay with that. What's this? I can't believe I lost my net. I must have just bumped it. Rest in peace, little lousy triangle net. Just a little rough out, and I just was like, you probably saw me lose it. It's all right, that net's many years old. Mud crabs, be free. This is it, this is the moment. A couple of guys are gonna get their day in the sun, out of the sun rather. Yeah, they just won't last in the garage for more than another day or two, so let them go. Feed the sheeps and the drums. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, it started slow. What's my window to fish? It was probably 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours of effective fishing, 1 hour of getting my ass beat, a little bit, and then now headed in. Well, you're still curious how this guy rides. I mean, this is like one of the best platforms for riding, and especially going into stuff, man. We got that net in like Homosassa, Florida from me. It was for my wife when we were kayak fishing like 6-7 years ago. It's a shitty net, doesn't float, but I liked how small it was. So I gotta buy a new net. I'm gonna use my YouTube money for that, so yeah. Thank you guys, thank you. I had a good time either way. All right, that's a full fishing trip, man. So I guess it's kind of like a live stream, right? I've never thought about live streaming or anything like that. I come from kind of an era where a 10-minute video was kind of what I liked. Mud crabs are king, man. They are really hard to beat a mud crab. Okay, I am not affiliated with Workshop Sharpener, but I love these things when you have to sharpen knives frequently. I was just like flaying it, getting that ready, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't really talk about too much about what I use. So this guy, 22 incher on the leaner side. What I'm gonna do with this sheepshead, we got a garage freezer that gets to below -5. So I'm gonna give it a try. I've never frozen them before and tried to defrost them and make ceviche with them. There's the FDA guideline of they have to be frozen for a certain amount of time to get rid of any parasites, to kill the parasites. So my freezer does get to below -5 below. And I've never tried it with frozen fish to make ceviche from them. I always do it with fresh fish, and I'm loaded with worms and all these critters. Never tried to do it. This is a big fish. This was an interesting day though, man. I haven't targeted sheepshead like on docks in a while, so I kind of forgot, how hard it is to hook the big ones. There was 2 fish on that one dock that had the lightest taps. Okay, and this is the time. Let's do Q&A, right? That was good. That's what everybody wants to see, maybe. Okay, so last video I put out a week ago, we got a half dozen comments, maybe a little bit more that came in. From the last video, first, heart, love you, thank you. All right, thanks, man. From I Know Good 2403. Reggie and Milo the cat. Yes, go get him, Elias. Thanks, man. That was another really hot day out on the water there. So I'm glad we're hopefully in the tail end of that. Like I said, August has been better. Hey, what camera do you use? John Menges, 2256. I love that you can toggle between POV and selfie view using the same camera. I use a DJI Action 5 and a DJI Action 6. I used to use GoPros years back. I'm not a huge GoPro. I like the quality a GoPro gives you. I feel like it's a little more crisp in general. So I'm always like, oh, GoPros are nice for the action camera genre. But I think in general, I prefer the reliability of the DJIs. I don't know how the new GoPros are in heat. I don't know how they are in reliability. The problem is these GoPros, it's like every 2 years they're showing up and you got a new one. And got to get with the times always because everyone's shooting in 4K, 7K, 55K. It's hard. You don't want your footage to fall behind. I tried that Insta360 camera and I hated editing it. So I just immediately got rid of it after a couple of quick edits. I was like, I'm not into it. And that was that with that guy. And this guy, we'll put it in the chest freezer outside. I'm gonna vacuum seal it. I'm gonna try it, see how it comes out. And I'll follow up if you're curious. Is it worth getting a chest freezer to get, below? Sheepshead don't carry parasite. I don't see parasites in them very often, but I don't make ceviche out of sheepshead very often. And sometimes, this might have came from a questionable, some areas get, they can get worms. Every now and then I might see something in a sheepshead. I don't know if that is, for example. It's not that often. Not like speckled trout and black drum. Those guys get it way more frequently. And my dog might be trying to eat a couple of scales. This is a lean fish though, man. I'm gonna use this knife. Yeah, that chest freezer I have out there, I usually just use it for ice, honestly. And what I do too is I'll freeze the racks and then on trash pickup day, bring them out that next morning. Yeah, that's like a very lean fish. I managed to get the bladder through there too. I think that's the air bladder. Managed to cut it through. Gross. Chunk of the air bladder got snuck into the flesh there. And what I'll do before freezing it, I'll probably just cut down the bloodline. I'll show you that after. So sheepshead in some places have been overfished years ago. I don't know about now. I think I was reading in the Mississippi, somewhere in the Gulf. They were overfished years and years ago by spearfishing and bow and arrow. Fishing with Brewski said, could chum with ice cubes. Yeah, that's really funny. Like, that's what I feel like out there these days. Bo Bandy, most of your videos being members only now. They're not. Only a few are, but okay. It's pretty lame. Having to pay $99 much to watch 10 to 20 minute videos is crazy. They're also, you know, they're not like prime stuff. They're like pretty bad. I mean, I wouldn't say just bad. They're just not the content that's suitable for the world these days. I used to watch your channel all the time. I was paying for the random monthly bundles that you would send. So much for that. I have to just adapt, man. I don't know what that random monthly bundle, if you're on Patreon, you can still do it. I haven't changed anything about Patreon, man. Patreon's still the, yeah, it's still the exact same thing. So I don't know. Nice shell track. NCKFA said, nice shell cracker. Go back with some worms. I think that's worms. Crickets. Yeah, when it's not that hot, man, I want to get back on those shell crackers again. I like those things a lot. It's got to wait for it to not be that hot, though. Yeah, the members only, I don't know if it's showing up in your feed or not. I literally have put out more public videos than members only videos, for sure, this year. And I go fishing all the time, and there's just lots of stuff that is not for, I think it just wouldn't be, nobody cares. So I'm not going to put that out there as, you know, to hurt me algorithmically. Your content has turned to crap. I'm unsubscribing. Another person says, see ya, Bob Warren 8836. Yeah, that comes through every like 6 months. You know, I've seen the your content has turned to crap comment for like the last 5 years. People these days show up to just comment negatively more often than not. And even though there's a lot of people watching just to, what's it called? Like more passively, we're hardcore guys. Yeah, I'm kind of like, okay, whatever. I've seen that 100 times. Like that might be that guy's first. Let me see how many times that guy commented. He's had 2 comments and, you know, joined 5 years ago. Don't care. So NIC Timmons 3562 said, I like the uncut format. Figured I'd ask something different. Pants, what do you have as a favorite hot weather pants? I got some tops figured out and they make a huge difference in comfort. So I was thinking about cooling pants would be even better. Really, really good question. I'm using the Columbia zip-off pants and they're not that great overall. I don't have a great pair of pants that I'm like in love with. And maybe that was probably worth the trip to ICAST, is to just find a pair of pants that are really, you know, good for hot weather, dry quickly. A lot of pants do dry quickly, as do the Columbia pants I wear. Yeah, I would say for the most part, you're gonna find a lot of good, quick drying pants, but to stay cool, it's hard. That's really the hardest thing about summertime. All right, should have paid better attention here. This guy's content went to crap. Yeah, anytime you make a change, man, I've been here doing this for years now, and you know, my buddy Justin Kayak Catfish also does them pretty long. He turned off his commenting, and I've been thinking about it, man, to just turn off the comment box, but I'm not there enough. I'm not there yet. I don't like the amount of time it goes into there, you know, working on that thing. But it is fun. I think it adds a nice little segment to read comments. You know, I can't imagine. I've kept like a 27-inch one years ago, and I remember how hard that thing was to fillet. I think we're done, man. The heat has got me. Gotta get out of the house in like 35 minutes. I got somewhere to be. Whew. Gotta sharpen this knife. Blue Aggie says 64. Definitely seems they prefer fiddlers to mole crabs. Yes, 100%. And today I've really determined that they really prefer mud crabs. I think the guy next to me was fishing with fiddler crabs. He said he didn't have any sheepshead. I think this time of year. Nate B. Fishing said, love the Andre Leon 904 shout out. Not many good short creators, but I definitely enjoyed him and Wade Fishes. Yeah, they're really entertaining for what to do. Blue Aggie said the Power Vibe reminds me of the old school Gizzet. I don't know what that is actually. I gotta look it up. The Power Vibes are pretty cool looking lures though. Clara BB Indian River Lagoon in Florida has some huge croakers. Caught my PB croaker, 20 inches, 4.5 pounds. Huge. This past winter. So these are your best videos, Elias. So much to engage with, so many more watch sessions. Love it. Thank you. And James Robeson, summertime means night fishing. Yeah, man. That's true too. All right. Let me clean this up and then let's bust out the vacuum cleaner. Show you the last step here. Now, Andre Leonard does crack me up. I like him a lot. Yeah, it's crazy. I started making like shorts lately. I haven't made them in a minute, but when I was making shorts at the beginning of this year, oh my goodness, the comment section on shorts is a riot. It is a riot. If you ever wondered, yeah, like go through my shorts from this year, I had like several that got over 500,000 views, and just look at the comment section. I did TikTok a little bit too. TikTok was doing some like creator growth challenge stuff, and they paid a couple bucks, but overall I was just like, the amount of time that goes into TikTok and these other platforms, it ain't great. Well, let's get that out there in the freezer. We dig to it. Okay, it says it's about -5 there, so never seen if it's any different frozen, so let's get out of the heat and chill. All right, I am gonna fill you in on a couple details after. It is 8 a.m. I've been grinding. I got some fiddler crabs today, right? And I've been trying artificial crabs. I don't need to give you 2 hours of me catching nothing. I tried the Savage Gear crabs, and I caught nothing for over an hour and a half out here. Trying to see if I can, like I'm literally out here 2 days later. We got some thunderstorms brewing, very similar conditions. Southwest winds, hot as heck. And first few hours I was like, okay, let's try the artificial crabs. If you follow the channel for a long time, I did a few videos last year. I was like, okay, maybe it's time. And I realized immediately it's not time. Well, not immediately. When the water's at its hottest, there's only, a couple options. And I think I just have hit the point. I'm like, okay, if you don't have a fiddler crab, you ain't gonna catch anything. Was my first thought, and I'm like, fiddler crabs are also not working now. It's mud crab season. I'm trying to get a bite here, and I'm not even. Fiddler crabs aren't catching anything. Wow. All right, let's go hit some flats. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of sargassum out here too. Sargassum. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. I can't get bit on that fiddler crab. Let me try like a creek mouth or two, and then we'll call it a day. I have done these videos in the past, and I've caught like 8-9 sheepshead. Just to show you, man, they all go through their moods in those summer months, man. Those clouds are gnarly looking out there. Yeah, I'm not gonna upload just for the sake of uploading nothing. But I spent about 2 hours with those fake crabs, and now I got like, I don't know, a dozen fiddler crabs back there, not many. Just try to see if we catch anything before calling it a day. And those storms kind of fluff up. We're supposed to get some really heavy wind. Let me check that. I think we just chill on this bank till it's time to go in, right? Which one should we fish? It could be a fish anywhere, honestly. I'll fish a corner. Take it from there. There's usually a few gators here. Not a few, like 1 or 2 rather. So, anyway, I'm looking just to see. Plop the fiddler crab, see if that does anything. The fake crab didn't catch anything, so I'm feeling a little desperate. I got a couple bites here. Combination of desperate and defeated. Am I gonna get skunked on a fiddler crab? I might. I mean, there's usually some sheepshead here too. Yep, I'm gonna get some skunks. About to get a skunk on, I think, here. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not blown away I'm gonna get skunked, but I think a little bit. I mean, I usually catch something here. without a doubt. There should be at least something here. Woo, man. I can't tell you the last time this happened with crabs. Just to sit around and get no bites at all. It's the dead of summer. It truly is. There's bait everywhere. You know it. Oxygen's low and the fish are gone. And maybe I had to go, shallow again. It's pretty shallow where I'm at today. It's not crazy deep. Might be getting the big fat skunk, man. I'm actually getting the fat skunk here. All right. Yeah, I'm pitching these little fiddler crabs up against banks here, a little everything. I don't think there's much for me to work with. Summer oxygen squeezes here. So what happens in the summer is there's a lot of oxygen squeezes, right, can happen, especially this year. Like some areas probably are great because it's nice and salty, but some areas not so good. And I feel like I'm going through a lot of areas with, it could be one tide. There's the only difference that I could really see why I'm not getting any bites besides the bait. It could be that is the tide, right? I got a bad tide, outgoing tide. I would think it'd be okay though. See all the fiddler crabs on the bank right there. There's like 6 of them, and a bunch around here. Too salty, no fish. You would think a sheepshead or a drum would be waiting for one of these fiddler crabs to slip up. We got right up against the tree here. I mean, I see crabs on this tree piling right here, on this old tree. I see 2 blue crabs here. So definitely, this is where fish should be feeding. Wow, if they ain't here, they ain't here. You know it. You know the deal. Finally. I think that might have been something deep better. We'll wait a minute for that bite, at least. Could be a blue crab just messing with me. I'm seeing look at all these little blue crabs in this creek here, but nothing here. I'm getting blue crabs eating my fiddler crabs, and that's it. Man, I think an oxygen squeeze happens and we're done. That's what it feels like to me, man. I have no crystal ball to shake, but that felt like it was a graveyard. Got one other spot I could try. It's eye-opening, man. Summer is as hard as winter in some regards. Yep, not every regard, but a lot. Just want to get a bite and go home. At least I know if this place is the switch might have really flipped on the summer dead zones. Idiot. It's possible. Might be covered in sargassum. Nope. I'm in 3.5 feet of water here. I'm shallow. Maybe some small reds. I don't know. There's bait here. I stopped here for that reason. A little bit of structure. It's soft, mushy rocks, silted over rocks mostly, but there is some rock still. Some rock is better than no rock. Yeah, I think we're done for a bit here. Gotta wait till that cooler weather comes. Push off the oxygen squeeze I think we're dealing with. It happens every year. It's not like it's something unique. It's just like when it's not consistent. There's like a big turn off with oxygen. But yeah, I'm not even getting croaker bites, nothing. I'm not saying I'm a perfect angler by any means, but I usually scrap something out, like a croaker, or you know? Like I'll get a croaker or a, I don't know, small flounder, dink drum. No, we hit like, I found the wall. Not a good wall. All right, finally broke the skunk. It's been 2 hours plus, and he came off. No, I thought he did. It's not very big, based on how this is going. Just fine though. Looked like a red drum. Oh no, he got me in the prop there. Oh man. Still got him on though. Yeah, slot red. It's gotta be. This is tough on ultralight. Oh, I hit a rock. Yeah. That's my only bite of the day. This little red here. I think we just need to say we're having a tough day and call it. I think we hit a squeeze of l'oxygène. It's been tough up shallow, and that to be only bite on a fiddler crab. It's tough. I'll throw one more time over there, but I think we're done. When it gets that hot, it is hard, man. This little stand-up jigs ain't that bad though. You got a red drum. One red drum. These are days, they don't happen that often though. It's not like I'm trying to say like, you know, I go out and catch nothing very often. No, I would say these are definitely the minority of days where, but sometimes they sneak up on me and I'm a little bit more perplexed by them than you'd think. Like they're not just like, I think I should try shrimp next. That's like what I'm thinking too. Like, what's the next bait I should try this with? Is maybe shrimp. I don't fish with shrimp much at all, but maybe in the summer. There's not much junk fish out here. There might be a bunch of reds there though. Oh, I lost something there. This is brutal. Oh, got something there. It's 9 a.m. right now. I think my moral of the story is if you're going to be fishing in the toughest conditions, you can't skimp on the bait. Really, I mean, it's a different tide for sure, but I got a feeling like two things, right? There's like a little bit of a squeeze going on with some oxygen probably now. It's about that time of year it gets like, and then, you know, it hasn't been great up shallow to begin with all summer, so I'm thinking, yeah, You know, I tried a little differently. I tried the fiddler crabs 2 days later. I tried artificial crabs because, you know, I'm in the business of fishing for clicks sometimes, right? And nothing gets more clicks than something dumb. I'm not to say those lures don't work. I'm pretty confident they're decent lures, but there's times a year where you just gotta hang up with what you're, just hang it up. Just hang it up. You know, summertime gets the most recreational fishing interest, but it's really probably like, I mean, next to like February, I would say like that squeeze in July until early August usually is probably the worst. You know, it's been better in August most years, but there you go. The interest is at its highest, and sometimes in July. I mean, the people who know, who are only able to fish in the summer, know June is the month, and then obviously September if you can. But if you're gonna pick June, July, August, always June is the best month of the three. August might be all right. We'll see. But out here right now, let's hang out for like a week or two. I'm gonna put my feet up, maybe do some members only videos. But I ain't gonna grind for the same bite for a little bit longer now. I'm gonna maybe try some other things. We'll see if we get some rainfall and a cool off. And I'm gonna hit the road. I'm supposed to be headed up to the Finger Lakes, Adirondacks. So I'll be doing, you know, the long videos are doing well. I'm gonna do many ultralight fun trips exploring. That'll be nice. I'm really looking forward to just fishing new areas without the intent of making clickable content. Like, you know, just videos for fun for me. I'm actually gonna go fishing for me, fishing a bunch of new spots. I'm really pumped about that. Like, it's been years since I can like say, hey, if it's not good, I can still go fishing here. Usually it's like, it's a quantity type of thing because you get back on the hamster wheel. So, all right, guys. Check the video's description links, everything used. I gave you 10 minutes of a 3-hour trip here. Sorry if that's gonna get some feathers ruffled. I'll see you later.